Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to DiRT 3. Let's start this tour. So, last time we took a little extra time to prove to ourselves what the icons in the lower right hand corner is an icon for steering and an icon for engine mean. So I played a race on the most advanced difficulty.
Go easy on me this time.
So
It took me 3 hours to find all the pieces of the car after the last race.
So I crashed that car to 100%, and it took a shockingly long amount of time, almost the entire duration of the race, to break a car at 100%, even trying. But the steering and the engine performance degraded moderately quickly. So that would be a factor if you weren't playing on casual, is to not crash into things that damage your engine. However, on casual, the gray engine and steering icon in the lower right next to the speedometer or accelerometer, whatever, I guess that's what that is more than anything else, doesn't ever do anything. It just stays a gray. You can damage your car on casual, but it's only for visual damage. It doesn't affect the driving, which is to say that if I could strip off every part of the car that can be broken off and still drive perfectly fine. And that would be kind of funny if you had an invisible car model that everything was just made clear from the beginning. I kind of feel like, since there's actually considerably a small amount of car models in this game, it feels kind of cheap. Kind of like they're giving you a very small selection, and they're saying you should just be happy for that small selection. And frankly, I'm just not happy with the small selection of car models. For each class, we're barely seeing 8 or 9 car things. Compared to other racing games, you would see either maybe 8 or 9 real old car models and then 20 plus fake car models or different paint color styles or something. Really there should just be customizations. We've seen that on skating games where you can customize your skateboard, paint it different colors, put different stickers on it. Why can't we have that in the racing game? Well, in this racing game, we can have it in other racing games. I would easily trade out the Gymkhana events for custom cars. It would make this game more focused on being a racing game and allow me to focus more on just one thing, or have the single player experience be focused on just racing. I model all kinds of crazy cars, like the A-Team van and such. Yeah, I guess that if you can drive a black van with a wizard and a dragon painted on the side, then your racing game has the level of customization that I need in my world. Gotta be careful here. And we're not position racing here. Let's go ahead and rewind that. I lost it. I lost my cool. Hopefully that gives me enough time to adjust. Mostly it's just going to be around not accelerating into a curve. Wow. This one's getting me. I'm trying to stay on the road and pass this guy at the same time. So I'm feathering the accelerator, going faster, but not just holding my foot to the metal, pedal to the metal. Which is an old saying because almost no car these days would have metal behind the accelerated pedal anyways. They'd have a carpet or a rubber mat or something. Let's keep going. It's so strange that the Nürburgring is not one of the racetracks there. Although I did hear one of the car people from Top Gear say that the Nürburgring kills cars because then everybody just builds cars to go as fast as possible on the Nürburgring, and they don't consider how the car is going to drive anywhere else, and how many people are actually going to be able to race on that road. Not that many. Here we go. Yeah, the idea of constant speed and just more and more speed in cars isn't really helpful at all. The only thing that we really need speed for, above the standard speed limit, which is 60 miles per hour, 65, sometimes 75, and even maybe 80 in the United States, miles per hour, of course. Beyond that top speed, then you would just need acceleration to avoid crashes. And instead of having a metric that is so lauded as the top speed of a car, what they should have is a metric to say, for the length of this car, how many fractions of a second does it take to get your car off a railroad track, out of the away from a car, another car that's about to sideswipe you. Like, can you floor it and avoid being hit? And then can you brake to avoid hitting someone else if the driver was particularly alert and responsive to a incoming accident? But I guess it doesn't really matter because almost no drivers are that alert, so they won't even see it coming. But as we go into the idea of automatic cars someday being the future, electric cars that drive themselves, that will definitely be a metric, is how fast and how well can this car avoid an accident. We'll go ahead and rewind. Might as well use these things. And I was recently listening to a news report talking about how the idea of cars being able to drive themselves right now is actually quite dangerous, because it's leading people to actually believe they don't have to pay attention, which is exactly the opposite of the case, is that they need to be more paying attention to make sure the car is doing what it's right, and to know what's going on around them when they're not in control. The act of having the car under your control normally in a normal car forces a driver to pay quite a bit of attention to their surroundings. If they think that they can just let the autopilot do it, then they won't pay any attention at all. And as soon as the car says, I can't handle the situation, which they do.
Oh, who am I kidding? You're a Rallycross star.
The driver then has to look around and go, what's going on? And by the time they go, what's going on, something has hit them. Of course, we may fix a lot of this if we have electric autopilot only lanes or roads. If we just get rid of the random variables of people driving, that would probably fix a lot of it. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Poor people in particular are not going to buy automatic electric cars, self-driving cars, just because of any government mandate or any push towards that, because what we have thousands of different types of cars right now, different years, different makes, different models on the roads in the United States. All of those cars would first have to either be sold for parts or break down to the point where they can't be repaired. So the transition to a completely electric automatic driving car world would probably start with the government saying you can't fix cars past a certain year, and cars past a certain year can't be driven on the road. So that irritates all of the mechanics and all of the antique car collectors in the United States, just to start off with. And it doesn't address the large amount of people that drive cars on the U.S. roads without registrations or insurance or anything like that. So they would still certainly be driving around whatever junkers they have. So it'd probably take a decade at least just to start the process of getting rid of manual cars. And then you would have to slowly ratchet it up and say, well, this year only these models of cars that have wow, second place. I don't know if it's worth even, let's just take the second. Like, I've been talking and not paying attention. Perfect example. Perfect example. I think I'm racing, but I'm not. So I'll take the second because there's 2 more races, and as long as I get first in the next 2 races, I'm guaranteed first. I believe that's how that works. We got 8 points, someone else has 10 points. And we start in the 6th position. So they if you start in first, I guess they put you at the back if you won the previous race. Which, that's a fair way to balance it out. It also encourages the chances of passing. We're back in one of these areas where the brights are on. This is that racetrack I don't really like because it has too many curves. Look at the person ahead of me and how they aren't following the line at all. So you can see how that line is intentionally being an advantage to me. Now I'm in first place on the second lap. fact that the line goes so wide and that curve is just to show that that curve is very, very sharp. Like normally you'd try to cut the corner out a lot more. Lap 3. Soon to be lap 4. Keep on racing, keep on racing. Yeah. Millions and millions of cars would have to be scrapped. And I don't know where those millions of cars would go in a short amount of time. It's not like we could send the cars to some country that just invented roads. So now I'm tied with the number 2, Sid van der Linde. So I have to get first to ensure I win in this third race. They didn't say anything special for me getting second place. I don't think they really care too much. And I would have gone back and redone that race, but you've almost certainly seen me get first in that same race before. This feels like it's at least the third time we've done this exact race in this exact lighting condition and exact weather. Maybe a different car, but if it is a different car, that doesn't really mean much to me. Somebody lost a bumper already. Now the two people that are ahead of me actually don't matter, so even if I did get second place right now, as long as Sid van der Linde, I assume is how that's pronounced properly, as long as he doesn't get first, I still win if I get second. I could lose if I don't place at all. So the guy behind me is Yuji Taniguchi, which I have no idea where that name comes from. That sounds odd. On the face of it, it would look like a Japanese name, but I don't think so. I don't think there would be a J in his spelling, first of all, and it just doesn't sound Japanese to my experience. Of course I could be wrong. I'm no expert. Lap 4, we're about to win. One of the things about recycling that is the weird part is that really we need to reuse and repurpose way more than we need to recycle, because very little can be recycled, and the vast amount of trash and environmenting hurting things that are created don't even come from individuals. So a city forcing an individual to recycle,
you've put together an excellent season
really,
so far.
Right, so don't let up now. The Winter X Games are right around the corner.
Like, a person in the city, or even an entire city recycling aluminum cans, doesn't probably come anywhere close to the aluminum scrap that is used in making even a few cars, if I was to guess. But they probably melt that down and send it back to us. We are at 30, and I'm noticing we're not going any higher than 30. So starting now, we are in position to to not just pick the cars we want. We're going to try every single car if we can. But I doubt we have enough races to actually do that. So this speed run, let's see if we can do this.
Okay, keep it smooth and steady, just like the last race.
Are they going to want me to do tricks, or do they want me just to go from point A to point B? With all these red cones, I assume they want me to stay in between the red cones, so that's going to be more like point A to point B to point C to point Z. Alright. I might be able to do speed runs. That is, as long as I don't just blow it terribly. Well, that would be blowing it terribly. I'm gonna have to be careful. It's gonna get narrower and narrower.
Tough break, compadre.
And so we needed to do that under 45 seconds. I think we might be able to do that. If it's just control the car. If that's all it takes. So we flat out here. And then handbrake here. And that didn't really work that well. And then we flat out here. And then handbrake there. And then flat out here, 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 here. And go through this. And brake a little bit more there. Flat out here, 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 here. Made it. See? Silver. Okay.
All right, a silver medal.
But see, that's certainly gonna suck, considering, yeah, once you get up to 30, that's it. So this gold series will do all 3 of these, and then this gold series will turn gold, but this shootout will never be done, and these 2 will never be done in the gold, and this will never be gold, and I believe this won't ever be gold, because it's all just Gymkhana stuff. And let's see. If I do this, it will be long. So instead, I'm going to do this one. Let's see. We're gonna skip the final and just do the Nixon Superstars right now. Those are 3 races. So I'm gonna start with this guy. And that's probably the worst car possible.
I haven't seen a donut or a drift that could stop you yet. Let's win this thing.
This is more Gymkhana things, okay. A slow car might actually help here. But there's 3 races for this too. So we need 94 points. I was gonna do a donut there, but I didn't. So we've seen a slight decrease in the number of these here, but maybe you can get more points if you hit these in a row. Smash. Alright, I'm at 7 now. And we've got 53 more seconds. We'll go ahead and drift a little bit if we can. Get a donut if we can. Right, there's nothing over here. Get some air and some smash. I'm in first place, so we don't really need to do anything more. This is a whole dirt section. Is it better to be in the dirt? That looked like a drift to me. Well, whatever, that worked. Continue, moving forward. I could have even gotten like second or third in that race and it wouldn't have been a big deal. Wouldn't it be weird if the next race isn't a Gymkhana race? That they decide to put some rally racing and put position racing all together? Just one of each? That's kind of how I'd break it down. I'd say there's position racing, there's rally car racing for time, and there's these Gymkhana racing. Let's smash these guys and come over here and smash these guys. And see, they said you would actually lose points if you did the same trick over and over again. Not really true in my experience. Let's see, we're at 3 already. Apparently that one's still standing. And this should get me up to something. There we go, we'll smash these 3. At 2, we've got 40 seconds. And we're at 1. So let's just have some fun here. Let's see. And what I really need to practice on, since I got some extra time, is this. It's like, how do I get the spin to work? Because you're supposed to have your wheel, like, your front wheel stay in the same position. And it seems like you have to have a lot of extra space to slow down with the handbrake. So you kind of have to brake before you enter the area, and then slide, and then use inertia to put you in the middle of the square. But I'm really just guessing. I really don't know. And I know we did a tutorial on it, but it didn't lock into my brain the knowledge that it was necessary. Smash, 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 smash. A little drifting, unintended drifting there. Let's go ahead and smash these guys and these guys, and a little bit of drifting over there. I'll take a little air. So I'm in second position and I'm looking for more squares. Alright, I'm in first position. Did I miss a bunch of things? It seems like there's not enough smash bricks. I mean, we've got these over here. And then we've got this one here. And then nothing over here. Yeah, it seems you would have had to pull off some tricks. But not too many, really. And again, I've got time, so let's try this. So, you're supposed to get your speed up, and then tap B, and then, like, just tap it, I think. Well, I got first place regardless if I still don't know how to do spins. And all that rep and unused flashbacks don't mean anything. And that gave me 50 points, and so in case I guess I couldn't have done one of these races at some point, I would still be able to unlock the final. I guess that's the idea there. Alright, next time we need to do another tournament until we've run out of these things. But decent progress, I guess. Not anything special, really, though. It seems very consistent how much we get done in 30 minutes. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.